Welcome back to the Let's Go Podcast Monthly Review. You have myself, Tim Fisher.
Jordan Jamiola.
Evan Nelson.
And the man with the yeah, there we go over there. Sam Komalafe on the Sam Cam, baby. Welcome back to our February monthly review. We have no clue what we're going to talk about. I'm just going to be straightforward right now.
I could start out
Full disclosure
right now.
Full disclosure, we came in here, we got cigars, we have some drinks, and we have nothing written down for our monthly review. We usually do. So, but I think
I have something.
you have something, right?
Yeah. So
Perseverance.
Wait, what are you doing? Oh my God! Wait, you guys bringing shots?
Jordan,
what would you?
Yeah.
Do it.
right on.
Oh man.
I don't know what you guys like. I know what Tim likes.
Is that Captain?
Nope.
Screwball. Oh, dude, my guy. Screwball.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I
it's
love it.
plastic. I thought it was glass.
Love it.
And
Are we gonna sip on this with our?
oh yeah. And
Wait, what's it?
What happened?
Hold on.
It's February review, right?
Hold on. It is.
What's this for?
But, hey, I just want to say first.
Oh my God.
Love you too, Evan.
100%.
This is my story. This is his truth.
I just want to say, guys, that thank you guys for bringing me in to this awesome podcast. Again, you guys are such a wonderful group of guys.
Absolutely.
And honestly, Jordan, Sam, I know I haven't known you guys that long, but with the time that I've spent with you guys, honestly, you guys are very genuine people. Tim, you've always been there for me. And, I love you guys. I feel like I do look up to all three of you guys. And I just want to give you something.
Bro.
And I have a question to ask you
Are you
guys.
serious,
A question
bro?
to ask us? Wait a minute.
I'm going to show this. Mine's is open. Hey.
Whoa! So, dude, look at this, dude.
So,
Oh
read
my
it out loud,
Someone's getting
boys.
married. Okay, so you know what? Who wants to do this? Who wants to take this one over? Sam, go ahead.
Let's get it.
Sam, what does it say?
I found my woman, but I still need my boy.
Let's do it.
Hey.
ring that bell.
I love it.
Dude, this is sick.
And then when you open it up, here's over here, Cam.
Yep.
Cam. Sam, will you be my groomsman?
Hey.
Yes, sir.
With a sweet bottle opener that's looks like a playing card.
It's a
with
playing
ace.
card.
Yes,
This is
sir. The ace of
really
spades,
cool.
my guy.
Well, you know
right?
what?
Yeah, man. Thank you.
I'm gonna be the first one to speak here, dude. Thanks for the kind words. Your family, you're one of us. We've invited you here for a reason to be on, dude, and we're having a great time. And this means a lot that you want me and all of us to be a part of your wedding. I think it's huge.
Yeah.
We've all been a part of each other's lives now for a minute, so I'm in, and I'm super stoked for you, dude.
Duh.
Fuck yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah,
say,
baby.
man.
Let's get it.
Get it.
Yeah, 100%, dude. I was gonna be like, how do I say yes now,
Right.
or do I wait to the end?
Sorry to spring this all on you.
No, it's okay,
live,
dude.
but-
This is super rad. Hey, I like it.
You know what? I love that. I love that you did that.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
rad.
And you're right. I know. We've everyone's kind of grown together more over the years with doing this, and what a great opportunity. And I couldn't be happier to be a part of that. I'm so stoked for you guys.
Hell yeah.
Thank
I think you found yourself an awesome woman, and
Yes.
dude, I couldn't be in more support. So, where are we going for the bachelor party?
I got something to say. Evan.
Oh.
Bro, I don't know. There was like this immediate connection.
100%.
First episode. Well, not even before the first episode that we did together.
Yeah.
We were just. I felt like I knew you just from memes.
Dude, we were like besties on Instagram because the shit that you would send me was just hilarious.
Right, and then you would just fucking.
Well, first of all, how did you guys become friends on Instagram?
Hey.
Well, no.
Tim, you are the glue to this connection.
Shut up! That is not why I did that. It was to create.
Yep.
God damn it! Yep. This was to create conversation. Man, I'm a fuck.
So, wow. Well, dude, thank you so much. And
Whatever. You know what? No, I'm just kidding.
No, dude,
I'm kidding.
I think that's an honor. You don't just ask anybody to do that.
No, absolutely.
You know what I mean? I truly appreciate that. And like I said again, man, yes, and totally can't wait. I'm so stoked for you guys.
Hell yeah.
I'm also stoked to see if where we might go and celebrate, but
Yeah,
we'll figure that out.
No, it's cool. I'm saying like we all met. I mean, it's all because of the podcast, and that's not credit to me. That's credit to all of us. This is a massive team effort, which a lot of people don't understand. It takes a crew. It really does.
Yeah.
So no, I think it's awesome. Thank you for asking us. I'm glad he busted it out on the podcast.
Yeah.
That threw me off. I was like, wait, what?
Huh?
What's happening?
What's with the brown bag?
Yeah, I was like, we're taking shots right now. I thought we were just smoking cigars.
He's like, I brought a bag of meth.
Oh, shit.
We're gonna step it up tonight.
Come on, boys.
Wow, surprising move from Evan.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting that.
He always seemed like a straight shooter.
You got me.
Like,
I'm just kidding. I don't know why I said that. That wasn't my first thought.
Yeah.
It was more like, oh, what is it?
what is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, good sir. Thank
All
you.
right. All right. You know what the first thing we're going to talk about?
No.
Oh shit.
Get it.
Palestine, Ohio, dude.
Ooh.
That's a big one. So who wants to take that? Who wants to take the brunt of that? I know it's not the female cop from Tennessee because she'll show you how to run a train.
Oh,
Ring the bell. Ring it. That was great.
Bravo.
That was a really great.
That was good.
That was
huh?
great
That was
timing.
perfect.
That was smooth.
I was like, yes,
It's the cigar. It really is a cigar.
2 hits.
dude.
No, okay.
I don't
dude.
even know how to follow that. You're like, yeah, she's sore.
Okay. Here's what's going to happen. So, Palestine, Ohio, which is not the only place where a train derailment happened that was hazmat, correct? There's
Yeah.
been multiple. But in Palestine, Ohio, does anybody know the chemical that came off that thing?
I sure don't, but you know what I can do?
You can look it
I
up.
can look it up right
You can
now.
look it up. Anyways, this train derails. Chemicals are on the ground, and the government okays for them to light it off.
Oh, get it, Evan.
And I believe a huge contraindication is to set that thing ablaze. You're not supposed to, right?
I mean, I don't want to clarify myself as a specialist in any way, shape, or form, but you could look it up and look up the chemical and look how it reacts to being burnt, and not, it's not complete like combustion. So when things break down, it can turn into other chemicals, or still now it's vaporized, so now it can cover more ground without dissolving or whatever. Anyway, long story short, it was bad, and there's a lot like the impacted community directly in that area. That's when all the reports of like fish die. Like have you seen the picture?
Over 10,000 animals dead.
Fish lined up on the shorelines, dead animals, pets, what have you, and then. Supposedly, again, I'm not going to say this is fact, but some stuff I was reading that the company had people in the area immediately, and they were walking around trying to get them to like sign disclosure forms stating that like
true.
everything's okay.
Right.
And it's like
They tried
it sounds
downplaying.
fishy, right? I mean, like, right? It
Right.
is.
They tried downplaying everything, and that's and it's like almost like kind of like a game plan that they always have for like these corporate catastrophes that happen, right? So it's like
Every time.
every
freaking
time like the corporation like tries to downplay, it's like, oh no, everything's fine, everything's great, and then it's like a couple days later or a week later, it's like, oh, actually no, it's not great at all, it's actually really bad. And then it's like after that, then the government starts to come in, it's like, hey, actually this is wrong. And it's like, yeah, you're 2 steps too late, let's go, come on, you're
Well,
supposed
per the
to.
government, they're always behind, right?
100%.
And what-
Pete Buttigieg is like saying, is like, well, if it wasn't for Trump, blah 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 blah. I was like,
Oh,
dude,
yeah, right? It was-
he wasn't taking responsibility for like he wasn't there earlier either. Like
And just so everyone's aware, he's in charge of all of like transportation.
transportation.
And
He's the head of transportation.
He's a joke, is what he is.
100%.
Whoa, you can't say that.
I'll say it on here big time.
I'm just
I'm going to say it right. Yes, the way the government responded to this was absolutely ass backwards and terrible.
Can I get that letter?
You have, where's that letter at? Let's pass it this way. Right here, baby. It's my favorite torch, dude.
Yes.
You have a government who, when Palestine happens and you have your own American people suffering, who now have contaminated water, they can't use any of the water, and no one might be able to inhabit that land for years. They're calling it the American Chernobyl.
Yeah.
And what does our president do? He goes to freaking Ukraine and gives them money, and the feds deny Palestine, Ohio emergency funds.
Yeah.
How
and then
ass
they say,
backwards is that?
dude, and then they say, and then he's saying, he's like, we're doing everything we can.
Oh, it's bullshit.
Yeah,
It's complete bullshit.
yeah.
When I saw that, I got so pissed off. This is what I'm talking about. It's like, we're Americans. Why aren't we taking care of Americans first? Take care of your people, not other countries. But it all comes down to politics. I do understand that.
Yeah, I mean,
it comes down to politics.
Because everything you're saying is you're right? I mean,
Yeah.
just as a basic rational thought, you'd be like, well, okay, that seems like a big deal. Why aren't we flooding the area with help and making sure if it's as bad as they say it could be? I mean, look what we did with COVID. You know what I mean? So like, if we're in the business of helping people, let's do it. But
100%.
There was a delay in a FEMA response, right? And or whatever, and then, again, I'm very unclear if they did the state, emergency system and whatever. And the one thing that we don't know is like we don't know, because this is one of the theories, is that it's the governor, right? And what is the governor's not Jim Jordan there, is it? Or I know he's a Congress or senator maybe. Anyway, that there might be a chance that there was like hold off, right, which showed a delay. Because like getting things like disaster things set up, like it takes a little bit of time. Like even though they're quick, it might take like a day, So there was like a little bit of theory that they had them on standby, but at the end of the day, it's like, why would the federal government listen to the state governor? Even if they said, no, we're good, we got it. They're like, clearly you don't. It's all over television. Shit's out of control. The potential's there. You need our help. We're going to override.
Right.
And I'm sure there's laws in that, as far as federal government versus states and stuff. But I just, at the end of the day, it's like how we prioritize things and how we've prioritized things as a nation and how it's promoted on mainstream media. Mm-hmm. And the one thing that's consistent is that if it doesn't fall in line with a narrative, which is stupid because this isn't even a narrative item.
Right.
This is like an actual problem, right?
Yes.
But it also follows suit with how many other train derailments were that week. There was like 3 or 4 other ones with chemical spill problems.
Right.
So it's like, do they not respond to it because maybe they don't want the semantics of like, oh, this is starting to look weird? How come things are happening multiples all the time? Now, is it coincidence? Probably not. Like, I mean, dude, shit happens every day.
Yeah.
But now it's being just pumped in our throats, right? So it's like, it's all the time viewing. But it is a little obscure because a train derailment isn't like, I mean, I would think that like multiple food factories catching on fire in a month would be pretty suspicious, but apparently it's not a problem, Right. So like in this case, they're like, yeah, there's fucking 3 trains derail and this one's spilling chemicals. You're like, oh shit, dude, we got a problem.
Yeah. Well, dude, what was it? Again, like it's not political, but like people like to make it political. Like who's at like there's that lady that's getting flack right now from The View that like was saying it's like, oh, well, the people to blame are the residents in Ohio that are actually suffering from it because they're all Trump supporters now.
Oh, that was Joy Behar.
Joy Behar. Dude, what the, like that, I was just like, what the hell? And even like you could hear like, because I saw a clip of it and everything, and even like the audience was like, it's like, that's not a good take.
Yeah, she's, I mean, in all honesty, she's always like, it takes like every 2 or 3 months, she'll throw a zinger during the show that will like reinstate her like self-affirmation that she's left enough, So it's kind of funny, I guess, because it's starting to become very consistent, Now that show is a banter show anyway, and like everyone knows when you're watching the show, probably the stance that most of the members have on there, her being a very far-leaning progressive example, but it's like there's no accountability to that. Like you just shit on people who are dealing with, if you can pick a scenario, and if it was like, let's say it was a very liberal area, right, and you have a catastrophic problem, right,
and it's like you blame Trump for something else.
But pick a right-wing media person that makes a comment like that, then this dude's the Antichrist. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, or woman or whoever, right?
Right.
It's the blatant hypocrisy is a very common topic that we talk about because it's like, you would think like, oh, this is 1 incident, 2 incident, 3 incident. It's like, dude, it just keeps going and going and going. I mean, something we were kind of chatting about even before was like how in the last 2 weeks, there's like low key little like drops of articles that are like, oh, hey, by the way, like coronavirus came from Wuhan.
Right. Yeah.
But that was it. Like, it's not like...
no big deal, dude.
Yeah, it's not like a 2020 special where it's like, tonight, we were wrong, actually. Like, this is where it came from and all this and the implications that it means, right?
Well, it's funny because, like, when everything was happening and all that, it's like, oh, well, like, the lab leak theory is actually racist if you think that and everything. It's actually, like, the natural origin story is the thing, and they were promoting that, and that was, like, the big headlines. But then now it's like a little sub-loop kind of thing. It's like, actually, we were wrong. It's most likely the lab leak theory.
Yeah,
So,
that was what the end of that started. It turned into, instead of, it was like, no, it's misinformation. No, it's this. We're not quite sure. It's either the bats. Maybe it isn't. No, it's definitely not the leak. And then anyone who kept running with the potential for a leak thing, no matter how much information that came behind to support it, if you stated that, you were a Nazi.
Yeah.
Like, just straight
and you were
up.
deplatformed, too.
Yeah, it's like these these direct, like...
If you said coronavirus, like, on, like, social media, like, dude, there's, like, a stint in time where, like, and I think even to this day where, like, there's YouTubers that can't say coronavirus because, like, they're worried of being flagged. So they say, like... the chromometers or like the
I've noticed people will bleep out COVID, that name, the word,
because like it's like a swear word basically.
Interesting.
Well, this episode will get flagged.
Yeah,
on Spotify. All the ones that we talk about COVID or have anything on there, they get the blue line.
Are you serious? Mm-hmm. Wait, is that real?
Yeah, like I'll pull it up.
I never even looked at our Spotify. I was just
when we
interesting.
If we have stuff on Instagram, if we have clips, so like this one that will probably be on Instagram of like us talking about like the lab leak theory, there'll probably most likely be the little coronavirus like fact check.
You know what?
Thing.
Good. Good. I hope it's on there because you know what?
There's not.
It's all a lie.
Fuck them.
It's all come out that they were fucking lying to us.
Wait, hang on, Sam. Put the thing.
Oh, there you go.
There's not a bunch of them, but like how's that?
Oh my God. Are we that important, or is it just because it's...
I like to think it's a compliment. Like, we are important enough to let everyone know that we're not smart. That's what it's saying.
Yeah.
It's like, don't take this, and it's like, I don't know how many times we could say that we're not like anything special. We talk about rational thought and common sense approach, I think, with most things. So, you know
exactly.
what I mean? Whether that's associated with a political party is outside of the common sense like realm. You know, it's like, okay, so that side picked that thought. Well, that's a pretty dumb, easy thought. So I'm gonna stick with what makes sense.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so stupid.
Can I just say something real quick?
Yeah.
So, I had to post something today for for social media. God! I just feel ash everywhere.
Party.
Well, Danny just texted me, realized nobody told me. Does anyone even look at the video I put up? In the description I said?
No.
About her moving her business from California to Colorado.
Oh, you know what's weird? Is now that you said that, it does say Colorado.
Yeah, it's Idaho.
No, you're right. But
I delete the whole thing. Yeah. Oh,
that's,
my God.
Whoops.
Whatever, dude.
Colorado.
You can't win all the time.
Idaho.
Seems like a similar place. That makes
There's
funny.
mountains there. It snows.
Yeah, it snows.
Yeah, I was like, well, I feel stupid.
Don't feel stupid.
I was like, she's probably laughing like, God, these guys are idiots.
But by the way,
views are views, bro.
Yep.
Yeah.
By the way, I just listened to that episode. And Danny, I want to meet you one day. I want to meet, like, again, I hear so many great things, and I was a huge fan of the podcast, listening to the monthly reviews. So I do want to meet you too. So yeah.
We'll set it up.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, her and Chris are coming out in summertime, right?
Yeah.
We got to get together.
I think they're gonna stay with me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, then,
I got extra
Are we going to do
rooms, I got extra rooms.
take a sipper of this thing or what?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
This break is brought to you by Pfizer.
Hey, are we done talking? Oh my God. That was good, dude.
That was good.
Hey,
This break is brought to you by Pfizer.
they want to hire me for
so
voiceover work? I'm in.
you could totally do it monotone.
Well, thanks, Tim.
You could be a full Christopher Walken. Okay. Here's to Evan and Cassie. Cheers.
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 Oh.
I haven't opened mine. There it is.
Love you, boys.
Oh, man.
Love you, man.
You guys are making me drink too much alcohol.
Your liver will thank us later.
Anyways, Palestine. Did you guys also see the video of one of the residents took of the sky? And how it looked like dark and kind of purple, almost like it was nighttime. And he said it's freaking 11 a.m. This is what the government did to us. Isn't that crazy?
Damn, that's wild.
I didn't see that.
That's
What
Was it like a
it was
like
on
a
social
mushroom
media.
It was a mushroom cloud, right?
Yeah, so it's mushroom cloud, but it kept spreading out. It was burning for a while.
And there was all the picture. Oh, here I found it. It's a vinyl chloride and butyl acetate. I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming it says that it says very hazardous, and then it says leading to various health issues on the day of the derailment.
Okay, so then why is the government telling them it's safe to be there? Why is the government telling them it's safe to
They're
drink
trying
the
to
water?
downplay it as much as they can.
Hey, dude, they sent their 5 environmentalists to go check it out. They happened to get in a plane crash on the way out there, though.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't I say that in the last one?
minute.
Oh yeah. You guys talked about it the last one.
Yeah. No,
Jordan,
I wasn't.
I made a little.
Listen, I wasn't all present.
You did, Jordan. You did say it was funny.
Hold on. I don't remember. Sam understood what I was saying. Listen, I may have been here.
Same.
I may have been here, but I wasn't here.
Oh, you weren't here.
Okay, I was here, but I wasn't.
I don't know where the fuck. Jupiter Springs, right?
Yeah, dude.
I was running laps
Saturn.
on Jupiter.
Jupiter's got
Springs.
rings.
Yeah.
Jupiter's got rings. I'm not here now.
I they said Jupiter Springs. I was like, what the fuck is Jupiter Springs?
No, I was. Yeah, I was.
nice?
That's where I'm at.
Oh, it's a new day spa.
Yeah, I was definitely doing cardio on Saturn.
Yeah, dude. It was a long day. I get you.
Yeah, because I listened back. I don't listen to all of them, but I was listening back and watched, and I was thinking, I don't remember saying any of that.
Well, here, let me revisit it.
Please do. Thank you.
Yeah, because
I think we
I
should open a window, by the way, because the smoke is starting to bank down. No, we're good.
Okay.
We're good.
I'll jump up. Let me just. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So I'll revisit the. Actually, I need to backtrack it a little bit because I believe I said the wrong thing. So no, the story is correct. The location is the problem that I had with it. So I think I originally said there were environmentalists that were getting taking a private jet over there to get there quick so they can start doing research to give information because they want to do I'm sure testing the soil, air, all that stuff, right? These people get together and then their plane crashes a little bit off the runway, right? So what I said is that it was near the Clintons' house. That was incorrect. Or I don't know if they do have a house over there, but what it was is Hillary Clinton Airport is the name of the airport. So I just want to clear that up.
Are you kidding me?
Either
Hillary
way,
Clinton Airport.
Well, I mean, ironic in the name, right? As far as when something is needed, the people doing it die, weird connection type stuff, right? Which is terrible because a handful of people passed away in a plane accident. But either way, it's okay, they were flown out 2 weeks later. It's why wait 2 weeks? How come there wasn't just a massive evacuation and backed up by the state and the feds? We're quick to throw or to threaten to throw reserves or National Guard, in these riots or protests or whatever you want to call them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's these are what they're there for. This is the national or natural disaster on a national base. Bring them in. So I don't know why they would delay. If I was a resident there, I'd be furious. And then listening to people like Joy Behar talk, shit basically because they happen to be a typical conservative votership. It's just I don't know. We just get so many examples of how we've digressed, I think, as a society. And we have literally gotten to the point where there's a visible lack of compassion as long as it affects the people that you don't disagree with politically. And I think that's the most bizarre situation ever. I mean, look, I know the COVID thing's kind of ramping up a little bit, hot topic with the lab leaks, I'm seeing some chatter and all this kind of shit. And it's just look, at the end of the day, if you don't talk to anybody because you're not vaccinated or you are vaccinated and don't want someone to be around someone like that, it's look, dude, you did what you had to do to protect yourself. They did what they thought was doing right for themselves. Now let's move the fuck on.
Exactly. Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
So, when it gets to these kind of points, it's just there's what is going to bring us together? What is that? What does that look like? Because I feel the damage is so far done that it's it's going to take something horrible to at least get everyone else on the same page again. And that's typically what it does in the past. But it's we just all went through this crazy pandemic, the only one that any one of us has been alive for, or maybe we'll even see in our lifetime.
Right.
And we basically just saw the whole fucking half of society shifted against each other.
Yeah.
And then fueled by other things, you know what I mean? Which didn't make it any better. But it's so sorry, I'm ranting.
No, I
crazy.
feel you just answered your question, Jordan.
Oh, did I?
You said,
hey,
you were
that's what I do here.
What's it going to take, right? And, I mean, it's going to take something crazy.
It's going to take
Just got done with something crazy, and it divided us the most division we could possibly imagine.
Right.
You know, so it seems like pain and suffering and death is what divides us, maybe.
Well, but think about it, dude. What other examples do we have that are that unifying?
Right. Exactly.
It's a catastrophe. It's like, okay, well, whether it was 9/11, then it's like, pick a president that's been shot. Like, I get, civil rights movement. You think, JFK, Martin Luther King, like those things, like crazy events that push society to like, hey, you know what? Like, things are okay here. Like,
I wonder if. No, go ahead.
No, and that's all I'm leading at. It's just what I don't want to happen is to have it be that. Right? Because now it's like, we need this. And it's like, no, it's going to be at the expense of innocent people that don't deserve that bullshit. You know what I mean? So
the sacrificial lamb, basically.
Yeah, and that's not okay either. So, I don't know. It's an interesting time.
I wonder if some of that has to do, like with 9/11, we felt like we were, attacked. Like we were wronged. So it's like us against the world, so we felt like, we could get through this, guys.
Well, it's like
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, no one, like everybody, like forgot what party line they were at. It's like we actually just saw each other as like, no, we're of the same land. Like we're of one nation.
Fucking Americans,
we're American.
dude.
And honestly, like that was a beautiful. Like again, it was a sad time, but it was a beautiful time of right after because it really brought us all together. And it's like that's why like whenever people ask if I was like, are you Republican or Democrat? I'm like, I say I'm American because I'm like I'm neither. Like I'm neither Republican or Democrat. I'm like I think more so. It's just like, dude, if we keep on like identifying by the party first and country second, that's the wrong thing to go about.
But you know what people think though when you say you're.
They think it's like you're like it's like you're a white nationalist and everything.
I was gonna say
you're right wing, bro. If you're an American, that's what you are.
It's like
and you're white, So.
And I'm straight, and I'm a cisgender. And I
don't get me started on that.
Fucking white people, dude.
Fucking white people. Dude, I fucking hate them, bro.
It's white people shit, dude.
White people shit.
It's white people.
White people shit. Tim's in there too.
Tim's in there, motherfucker. Yeah.
Half of me.
I mean, I'd say like half of you technically, but like 99% of you.
True.
Yeah, true.
Except for the waist down.
Woo! Yeah.
Obviously.
Get it, baby.
Obviously.
Clearly.
Yeah, I think how many Jordan or any of you guys, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think there was over 6 train derailments, right? This past month, and they're all hazardous material, most of them.
Yeah, I think there was 3 that were hazardous material, but I do think it's either 5 or 6, and that happened mostly in the month of February, and I think maybe one early March. Today's the 3rd. Yeah, so maybe it has been in February. I thought it was like a couple days ago. It's just I don't know. Going back to it, it's like why? And I shouldn't say why because it's like, well, who the hell knows, right?
Who fucked up?
At the end of the day, if it was on purpose, they sure don't cover it up like it was on purpose. Right. But then the opposite of that, they sure don't show that they really truly care either.
Right.
And it's like people rag on Buttigieg, and like I'm not a supporter of his, politically. Like I just think you gotta step up and own it like immediately, and regardless if because like, dude, you're a face of the wing of the government that is in charge. You're not the one calling all the shots. Like it's just not how it works. You're the hired face of that division. But the problem is that you are the face of that division. So if anyone's going to get in trouble, it's you. And instead of like coming out and being like, hey, this was a mistake, we're all over it, we're doing everything we can, like I know he said some of that.
Right. He did.
But there's no reason to have anything else but that. Right? That's it. That's like, it doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter if you don't like the constituents of the area. It doesn't matter if the state never is in support of the Democratic Party, which it isn't. It's a swing state, right?
Right.
So there's actually more of a split there than, you would think.
Yeah.
But either way,
yeah,
I am the representative of this. Like, hey, there's been a huge problem. We're doing everything we can. In fact, we're in ties right now. We got troops coming over here. We got these implemented here. We got people, having, in a safe area, and that they're not dead, And again,
yeah. And
what is it?
And I think that like part of it too is that I think that part of the flack that he's getting from this is that like he didn't act sooner. And then also the reason why he was there, like the reason why he ended up being there anyways, because like he was getting a lot of pressure, not only from like Republicans, but also Democrats. And he's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like you're like, it was like, why aren't you there right now? And so basically that's like the type of flack, and then he deflects about it. I mean, just like as a politician does.
Yeah.
But
he's a weaselly one, dude.
He is, and the fact is,
a weaselly.
it's really funny because like they're thinking it's like, okay, well, it's like if Biden ends up not being like good enough to run and everything, it's just like, oh well, it's like Kamala, no, and it's like, oh, I guess it's gonna be Buttigieg, and like those are literally the two people that they have. It's like honestly, like Democrats are fucked. Like for the
he's the third one up.
Like that's what they're hoping. Like,
man, I would pick a couple other selections in that party.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Like I mean, I think but yeah, there because like he was. I mean, again, like during the primaries for the election, like in 2020, it was like or leading up to 2020. Like he was in the race, and like him and Kamala were in the race, but they both did so poorly that they like if Kamala just had, Kamala just had to like balance, like dip out and all
that. And dude, I know, dude.
Kamala was out the first round of the
horrible. Nobody wanted
the primary.
No,
and
then the whole
ragged on pretty aggressively, even by Biden himself.
Yeah,
so for him to turn around and pick her as the running mate was kind of ironic, I guess. But
I think she's the worst vice president in the history. 100%. It's incredibly terrible. And and they're going to say
Tim,
this
you're
is
sexist.
racist and
You're
sexist because she's African American and female, but it's not. It's the cold hard truth.
Yeah.
I hate when people hide behind their sex or their race to make something okay for their failure.
Right.
Let's call it as it is. Yes. It has nothing to do with your race or you being a female. Yeah. It has the fact that you suck as vice president.
Yeah. You're not a good politician.
You don't have what it takes.
Yeah.
Tim Fisher, 2024.
You have my vote. You know what?
It's nothing to do with your race or gender. It's simply because you suck.
Do you know what, Tim?
Suck.
Tim, I'm going to write you in.
Yeah,
Tim Fisher, president, 2024.
Are you kidding me?
Let's
dude?
make some bumper stickers.
I got too many enemies.
Depending on how this shakes out, you might be the one, dog.
No, I got too many. But did you also see? Is this true? I'm sure some of you have seen this. There's a video going around on social media. I think it was Instagram where I saw it, or that Facebook. But I think Biden fell down the stairs.
No, he did.
He did. He did.
Was that him?
Yeah, that was him.
Bro, somebody ate it hard and hit other people and smashed into the freaking tarmac.
Dude, that was.
Oh yeah, it was
true.
When I think it was while he was in Ukraine.
It's a true story.
Yeah, no, it was like, well, it didn't get promoted as a true story, but I think it had never been like not. You know how it was like, no one came out and be like, oh, that's a lie, which they typically would if you were just like, hey, look at this old fuck fall down the stairs.
Oh, dude.
And I mean that as nice and empathetic as possible.
First the bike, now the stairs.
I know, but the stairs is
and the
worse.
stairs. No, the stairs twice.
Oh, no, shit. But did you see the dude? Who? If it's him, I'm thinking it is definitely him. Bro, they went down hard and took people with them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It was great,
and it wasn't from like 5 steps up. It was from like step 15.
Tim says that with empathy.
It looked like a movie.
Tim says that with empathy.
Yeah.
Well, no, but it looked like a movie the way it
list.
happened. Yeah, it fell from the top, slid. You see him sliding down the side, and people are getting freaking knocked,
smashed over. Yeah, because like I thought it wasn't real either. Like I thought, oh, this is someone. Maybe someone ate shit, but it wasn't the president. And then I kind of started seeing it circulating a little bit, and I wasn't seeing any of these like, oh, crackpot conspiracy of the president falling down the steps. It was normally like, yeah, dude, he fell. But he showed up the next day, so he must not be that hurt, dude. They just got him wired like a wired suit as all his bones are broken.
Okay.
They have hyped up on all these like painkillers.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you guys this right now. How much drugs you think they are shooting
they're pumping
him up with for him to try and be just a little bit coherent?
They got some uppers, some downers.
How much speed during the day you think they're giving him?
I mean, he definitely is dosed up on the nights he has to do a State of the Union.
Oh, my God.
It's like he's got to hold that shit for an hour, dude. An hour of you just talking? That's hard. He can't string together 5 sentences. So he was chipper that night.
He was.
He was. Yeah, no, they probably had him on a slow drip, dude. You just couldn't see it under the fucking table. It was just straight amphetamine and like some vitamin C, It's like, keep this dude going.
Do you think they have him on ketamine, dude?
Yeah.
Ketamine? I don't know. No, that'd be like...
Well...
Ketamine at like a low dose is like a psychedelic, but at a higher dose, it's a really heavy painkiller. So I think if he was like, they wouldn't use that. Maybe the low dose.
I think I'm thinking the wrong one. What about like Adderall and shit, dude?
That for sure.
Yeah.
That's probably what it is. He's on a drip of that, or some sort of Ritalin Adderall combination.
Okay, think about what they're giving Biden.
Yeah.
And I think if they were to give that to one of us right now, all day, like they give it to him,
probably could die. Or be super productive.
Blast off to the moon, dude.
Both.
Super productive.
I'll work till I'm dead. Just the most you ever
Hey
did in a day.
man, who tore down your house and put it back up together in one day? I did, man.
Like, I don't know. The CIA showed up and they said they'd let me try it. This shit's crazy. Some alien drugs.
What's that movie? I think it's Pineapple Express. Remember the beginting?
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Illegal.
He's like, this shit is the bee's knees. I want to sing and eat at the same time. Yeah, totally.
Back when Seth Rogen was funny too.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not funny anymore.
He's,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel
He's
like he
getting
lost his
sloppy.
touch. Yeah, I think he lost his touch a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
They all do.
Didn't like him and like Sarah Silverstone come out with that like little claymation thing on HBO? It was like Santa.
Oh, I never watched that.
I never did either. It just got so many bad reviews. I was kind of excited, and then like after hearing out, and then there's the one person's like, "I watched it so you don't have to," and this is kind of the premise of it. And it's just like, nah, it's kind of
Sucked.
Yeah.
I have a question for you guys.
Shoot.
Okay. When was the first UFO sighting in the United States of America? I read this article 2 days ago and it blew my mind.
1870.
No. Older.
What?
Documented.
Really?
Yes. I'm going to tell you right now.
Okay.
March 1st, 1639, John Winthrop. He kept a very, very good diary. He's kind of part of the Puritans, and they came over to America and started colonizing. And I guess they have a bunch of his diaries still that are in like national archives and museums because he documented everything every day. So it was March 1st, 1969. He was the governor of Massachusetts Bay Colony, and he put pen to paper every single day. Winthrop wrote in one of his journals, "A sober, discreet man and 2 others had been rowing a boat in the muddy river which flowed through swampland and emptied into a tidal basin in the Charles River when they saw a great light in the night sky. When it stood still, it flamed up and was about 3 yards square," the governor reported. "When it ran, it was contracted into the figure of a swine. Over the course of 2 to 3 hours, the boatman said that the mysterious light, quote, ran as swift as an arrow, end quote, darting back and forth between them and the village of Charlestown, a distance of approximately 2 miles. Quote, diverse other credible persons saw the same light after about the same place, end quote, Winthrop wrote. He was a governor during that time. 1639 documented.
Was his first name Winthrop?
I think it was
last name.
Okay, I was like, that's a
John Winthrop.
That's
Look it up.
Our first one.
Very interesting. That popped up because I always look up UFO alien. But
Dude, that's crazy.
I was wondering, well, what is the first UFO sighting in America? And people think it's Roswell. It wasn't.
Dang.
It was way back in the day when I had just pen and paper and they were colonizing America and something happened in the sky they couldn't explain.
And that's
but
the
they
first
wrote about it.
documented, though.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, there's probably been so many more, dude.
Well, there's a lot of I don't. Oh my god, I'm gonna butcher this word.
Pyramids and stuff, right?
Yeah, but what are the hieroglyphics?
Hieroglyphics, yeah.
Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Anyways, those things. There's like these weird. There's tons of charts of like interaction with people from the sky and all that stuff, And then like I don't know if it was Native American. Like maybe I don't know if it was like a folklore story or maybe it's something passed down or found. But it was like pictures depicting same thing, like talking. So right, is it either just talking to the heavens or something, or is it like actually something from the sky coming down?
Right.
And I mean, there's that book you're talking about, The Sky People.
I love that book.
And like,
Yeah, I've gotten 4 other people to read that finally.
Yeah.
And it's blown their minds.
Does it talk about how in like different cultures and all that they have like pretty much similar depictions and like they're completely
Well, yeah, but this is more about Mesoamerica.
Okay.
South
Okay.
America and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So sorry.
Yeah, I've heard what you're talking about, Evan.
Yeah.
But there is. I mean, that was like, there's like depictions of similar deities. Like that was one of the things. There was a Netflix documentary. It was Ancient Apocalypse, I think. Anyway, they were.
It caused a lot of controversy, that one.
Yeah. Well, because if the guy's right, it changes the structure of the timeline. Pretty significantly. If he can prove that there was a vast period of ice age.
Okay. Do you really believe what our history books tell us in America?
I used to.
Especially saying, okay,
when I was a kid, I did. And then
Christopher Columbus. They say Christopher Columbus founded America. There's so much in history that shows that there were actually Vikings here before.
Yeah.
And predating Vikings, possible people from Egypt.
Yeah, I thought it was confirmed.
It's
that
crazy, dude.
Yeah,
And that's why I'm saying, I'm like, why are they still teaching that Christopher Columbus came to America first?
Well, I thought that it got changed officially.
Or discovered, I should say.
Did
it?
No,
I don't know.
I could be wrong too. Like maybe it's just because it's like, oh, and they found this out, like, and I just accepted it as fact,
Right.
But it was that he settled somewhere in the Caribbean. He never actually made it to here. They weren't shooting because they thought there was land. They were trying to find another way to Asia, and they happened to land in the Caribbean, and it was like, and he never went to the actual Americas,
Right.
So it was like, and he wasn't the first person to be in the Caribbean, essentially.
Right. Yeah.
Right. But like for years, in 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
Yes.
It's a fucking saying,
Yeah.
And the ships and all that shit, So it's like, it's just another example. Like even as we progress forward and these technological advantages we do have, so we can actually like really fact check things and at least have a more visual confirmation of stuff or a more accurate timeline. Mm-hmm. It's all just ran politics. It's politics, dude. Because of what it is like you have an outlier like this guy, so big that he actually gets a Netflix special and he has some credible information that it's like he's not claiming like crazy things, but what he's claiming is crazy because it changes things. Right. It changes things so much so that all your doctorates out there and these history professors and everyone that's got skin in the game that are these high rankings positions, it fucks with their correctness.
Yeah, so it threatens their bottom line.
Yeah. So it's not a surprise to me that's the response. The response is like, this guy's a crackpot. When he actually could be absolutely true. Now he could be a crazy person or maybe believe something that doesn't actually exist and is able to make things appear a certain way.
Well, yeah.
But I don't know.
And the way I think about it too is, if that man is correct from that documentary, which he has a lot of supporting evidence.
Yeah.
It will change history that we have learned and as we know it, right? But it also takes away the control the government has for the narrative of history. Yeah. That's what I'm starting to see. Because what can you believe when even right now, all the reports are coming out that, yes, it is confirmed that coronavirus came from Wuhan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight up. So your government lied to you. All the media outlets lied to you, placed all this fear in us, did all these things to us, and tried to say anyone who said it came out of, Wuhan, you're lying, you're misinformation.
Oh.
And now it's like, it's fact that it's true.
Yeah. Well,
it's crazy. Like, so what do you believe? So to me, like people think Roswell, okay? There's a documented memo from Eisenhower, who was president at the time. And it was a memo to some chief of staff. And it was right after Roswell happened. They released in the newspaper a UFO alien ship had crashed. Mm-hmm. And then the military saw it, got a hold of it, and said, we need to change this. And Eisenhower wrote a official memo, and it is there, and you can read it to this day. And he says, we cannot say what we have found because it will change religion. Mm-hmm. We have to change the narrative. That's what I'm always looking at. I'm like, well, if some of this stuff is true and it changes the narrative of what the government wants, it's going to piss them off.
Right.
They want control. Straight up. Let's be real. The government wants control.
Of course. I mean, that's always what the government wants. But here's the thing. Like, so we're in a day of an age where like there's like such vast information at our fingertips that we haven't yet had in this like in history, right? So it's like pretty much it's like there is no like they're losing their central control because again they pretty much control all of the media outlets basically.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And granted, it's like I guess like at one point in time the news was actually the news, but it's now become more of like a propaganda machine. Like for what the narrative that they want to speak as far as like, oh yeah, this is what we want you to push. And especially with like, places like CNN, MSNBC, even Fox. Like, I mean, again, like they all have like they're all catering to the people that like,
their narrative.
Their ad,
their
ad
side.
dollars and stuff.
Yeah.
We'll just wait until the end of the episode. Whoever the big conglomerate is.
Yeah.
And in case if you have been watching in the last year, a lot of them on the mainstream media is Pfizer. So
100%. And Moderna as well, right? Like,
yeah. But so it's like, okay, well, why are they doing that? It's like, well, because they're worth like fucking billions and they have stake in the game. It's not unreasonable to feel like they might have a little influence or at least gear you up to not talk about it.
Right.
And, and I don't know. Look at the end of the day, like the late night shows, when there's like the height of COVID and there's like people doing vaccine dances and shit, you know what I mean?
Oh
like Stephen Colbert, I know is one of them. And it was like Look, I get it. You know, you're in showbiz. You're probably going to do what you're told to do when you're making $50 million a year. But the problem with that is it just aids in the hostility portion of the viewership, right? You know, it's vindication for one side of feeling a certain way, which pushes the other. Now, I'm just using that as an example. It can easily be the other way.
100%.
You know, so it's just, again, what are we doing as a society, as a whole? How do we bring each other together, you know, without a fucking tragedy?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that exists. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like one day everyone's going to wake up and be like, you know what? I've been pretty closed-minded. I think, you know, I'm not going to give up on my beliefs, but I'm just going to entertain other people's thoughts and, like, not be pissed that they don't feel the way I do. And I don't think that's going to happen unless everyone simultaneously can do mushrooms at the same time.
There you go. Yeah.
And not that inducing a massive drug coma to the population is what I want to do. I just mean, like, what's going to be like a situation that could literally change their mindset and have maybe, just maybe, a little bit of a softer viewpoint.
Well,
at the same time, though. Sorry.
That's what I'm saying.
Ahead,
like at
Sam,
12:01, all standard times.
What were you gonna say, Sam?
Eat.
Go ahead.
No, that was it. Just,
Okay.
I think everything shrooms all at the same time. Because if you had a group of people that did that and then a group that didn't, you know, the group that did would be vilified.
Thank you, Jesus.
Right.
You know, that's a problem.
Well, right, and like I use that as a very funny example. Like, I don't really want everyone to do what they don't what they don't want to do.
Be real.
Right? No, yeah. I mean,
there's a lot of people I see that I'm acquaintant, you know, as an acquaintance. I don't want to say friend, but I want to tell them, like, damn, dude, like, eat some shrooms or smoke a bowl. Like, you're fucking stressing me out, man.
Yeah.
Like, God, it ain't that crazy, you know?
True, you know, but that's just the thing, right? You know, if you know one or two people that are like that, if everyone in the world knows one or two people like that, that means there's a lot of people that feel like that.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, holy smokes. Dude.
Unfortunately, I think, and we've talked about this, and there's other podcasts that say the same thing, but I think that we've had it too good for too long. I don't think people understand the cost of what it took to get us to this point with all these freedoms, which I've talked about before on here. And I hope it doesn't take something drastic or us being attacked or something terrible to happen in our country again. But people don't understand how good we have it here.
Yeah, dude.
They're absolutely taking it for granted.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
100%. Absolutely. But you know what's crazy is that eventually maybe World War III will actually start. You know,
well, we're
doing nothing to help that conflict over there other than fund the retaliation problem.
Well,
I think we're like pushing it.
You're telling me if the world got together and just said, "Hey, we don't think it's okay for you to invade Russia." Like, no, you can't do that. Innocent people are going to die. Blah 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 blah. I don't care how you feel about the area.
Right.
And they're like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to sanction the fuck out of you. So even if you want to keep moving with what you're moving, just know in the future you will have nothing and nowhere to sell your shit to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, not that that's not a hostile thing, but I think that seems a little bit more diplomatic instead of going like, hey, we'll just fund you. Yeah. You know, you need $100 billion? Yeah, no worries. Now, I know we're like super bad with homeless and people are dying every day in our country and we have had these natural disasters, but look, we'll still make sure that we give you 50,000 fucking Tomahawk missiles and, you know.
So do you think we will be at war eventually?
You know what? My honest
World War III.
My honest opinion is I don't think at World War III, when we say it like that, I don't think it's actually like boots on the ground fighting.
I agree.
I think it's just going to be a constant warfare financially and how you can cyber hack each other.
A proxy war, basically.
100%.
Because that's what we're in right now.
But it's going to, I think that has the potential to get to a super crazy status, right? You know, when they actually can infiltrate the banking systems within the country. And instead of being like, hey, we're going to make things inconvenient for you, it's like, hey, we're going to go through and wipe out all your credit. And so you're going to fuck everyone over.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you can actually, not just a retaliation to the government, but you can impact the people and you can impact the system just as heavy.
Yeah.
Right? So if that's the case, I think that's what a World War III really looks like. And the end side of that is the scary part. Because now it's like, okay, if you refuse to send boots on the ground for conventional warfare, which I don't agree with and I'm not encouraging, by the way.
Right.
But if you don't do that, then what? So it's like, okay, you can put each other in the most financial shitty scenario.
Yeah, but that's almost like that would cause more damage to not just soldiers, but now you're talking about affecting the country. And
well, it is though.
That's hardcore.
And it's a direct correlation to the population, not the military. Right.
That's going to cause more damage.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. If you can get to that point, the end of that war, the end of that type of aggressive fighting, is some sort of catastrophic strike against one another.
You are so good.
Well, I mean, dude, that's
love it.
That's what I think, and that's what, like, if we're going off of trends and stuff, is like, because I love like listening to shit, like, and people just be like, oh, and again, let me give a quick disclaimer: if I say this, it does not mean I condone warfare or fighting or hurting anyone or taking over or oppression. I don't. No, that's not. No, I absolutely don't feel that way.
Yeah.
But there's only one way to talk about this. You have to talk about it.
Exactly.
So it's like, okay, I don't like what's happening over there. I wish it would be at peace. I wish the people of Ukraine, the Russian soldiers that are going to there, they're both fucking dying.
Right.
And these are family that happen to represent their countries. Not saying one's good or not good. I just mean like in war in general, right? So it's like, at the end of the day, why are we not doing what I explained earlier? Taking a diplomatic approach. There's been other presidents and other prime ministers and things coming out, like, they're making public statements of like, hey, we could have ended this shit 6 months ago. Right. We have them in a position to actually stop the fighting, but that's not, that get quiet.
That doesn't make money, Jordan.
No, I know it doesn't, but that's the fucking problem, right? Because who makes
people understand? It's the war machine, baby.
Tomahawk missiles,
straight war machine.
We had a guy in here tell us they're $40,000 a fucking whack, and we would shoot 1,000 of them in 6 hours.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Now that times that by 20 times however long in time, and we're sitting there making public promises as a country saying we have your back and we'll give you everything you need until this is over. Joe Biden said that while he was in Ukraine. And it's like, okay, well, it doesn't mean that's what we're going to do. It's some crazy guy. It's like, no. This is what you do as the president. You speak for the people. You represent that. Now, he got called out on that shit.
Yeah.
And said, like, that was that. I don't know if you guys ever watched that Peter Ducey guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he's like the one guy in the room that's always like counter narrative, right? It's like, well, what about this? Well, he got called out on that. And what did Joe Biden say? He's like, that's absolutely not true. I didn't say that. And then the video I watched showed the clips of it.
I love that.
About actually putting boots in the ground.
I love that.
So it's like, again, right? It's not saying that, like, Joe Biden doesn't have a button in his room that's like, deploy the troops. Smashes the green button and it's go time. But he does have a sphere of influence. And as a country, we do represent a stance when we make these kind of stuff, like these kind of appearances. So it's like, dude, stop, right?
America.
Well, yeah, it's like, but it's also like a sad thing, dude. It's like, it is America. That is like, it's like America, fuck yeah. It's like, well, hold on.
Yeah.
We have a weird thing going on right now, and it's like, you could fuck all of this up.
Yeah.
Now the hope is that, hey, you know what? And I'm not advocating for anyone other than not Biden moving forward from the presidency. Yeah. I'm just saying, it's like, okay, let's take a chance. Let's take a chance on something else. So I was like, okay, we went for like crazy screwball roll of the dice with Trump, like him or hate him, whatever. Mm-hmm. Okay, now we're on to the next. So if everything happens to turn out, the people wanted to change. Okay, they got the change. Now what? It's like, well, we're coming in on 3 years in on this, and like shit seems a little crazy. Yeah. So much so that it didn't even unravel any tension between society, and now on a global state, we're looking kind of crazy.
Right.
So it's like, now what do we do? Do we just fucking punt and get The Rock in there? The jabroni himself, so he can give the world the people's elbow.
Yeah.
And I'm just kidding. I actually don't totally align myself with The Rock's viewpoints either.
I don't either. Yeah.
But again, I'm just saying, are we going for
break my heart, say you love me again. Undo this hurt you caused when you walked out the door and walked out of my life. Uncry these tears. Okay, I'm done. That's it. That's all I got.
That was beautiful.
That was great. Wow.
I had to bring in something dramatic.
Sexy.
Yeah. Are we good?
Evan, are you okay?
Yeah, no, that was great. I was waiting.
Does anybody know that song by any chance?
Yeah.
No one even joined me.
Hell yeah.
Who sang that?
Because I don't have a good voice, and you sounded
I don't
good.
have a good voice
in here, motherfucker.
That was Tony Braxton.
I know who sings the song.
Exactly. Nobody even said anything.
No.
God.
I was just waiting up.
right,
You know
Sam.
what's weird? At first, I thought you were singing the Careless Whisper from Wham, but then I'm like, his voice doesn't sound like the saxophone. And I was like, I don't know.
No, wait. So Sam,
Anyway.
No,
need
I was
you
just
to-
saying, dude, you made a lot of good points. Like,
Yes.
joking aside, all messing around. I mean, we're in an unprecedented time in our history with America and the world. There's a lot of things happening that I think Americans are shielded from right now and are living in a bubble and don't realize that in an instant, our country and our lives can be changed. And things will be wiped out for a long time, if not forever, because there are people in play right now and powers at play that want to be a superpower. They want to take America down. They want to take your freedom down. You need to understand that you want to keep your freedom, and your freedom was bought with a price, which means things happen. You got to take out bad guys, and war happens, and you have to flex and show that you are number one. That's just how it is. That's how it's been through history, and that's how it's going to be. There is no utopia where there won't be any freaking war, and we can live harmoniously. If you don't realize that you are an American and that most other countries hate you and hate your freedom, you are living in La La Land right now. Straight up. They want to take your freedom, and they want to take everything that you have.
Yep.
They don't like that you're American.
Cheers, that.
Straight
bro.
up. That's all I'm saying.
Cheers. Cheers. Yes.
Air cheers. Damn, Tim.
Because a lot of people don't. A lot of people
dude.
do not understand that, dude.
I
They
do
live in
understand
this
that.
stupid bubble, thinking, no one could touch us. Really, people have things in play. Countries have things in play, and they are ready to take us out at a moment's notice when we slip up.
Well, I'll say this. Consistency in timelines of things that circulate are pretty constant, right? You know, it's like a pendulum, right? It's like it swings one way. It doesn't matter how far it swings one way, at some point it's going to swing back. The problem is that we don't want that swing back to not occur. We don't want it to occur while we're vulnerable,
Right.
right? So we want it to occur when we're like aligning right back up with everyone's on the same page for some shit, for the I shouldn't say everything because that'd be stupid, but like bulk important items, period. Maybe just, hey, we like being American. Yeah. You know what I mean? Without that being, that is not a racist comment. That is not a weird comment. That is just, I appreciate where I live and I'm fortunate for the things that we are allowed to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
And it's just timing, and it's weird because it's like it doesn't feel like the pressure's ever off. It's always like, and I do blame social media for that shit because they allow us to know things, which is great, but it's also like kind of a bummer. And it's like, oh, I'm having a great day or this and this. And then it's like, boom, 8 people killed here, 6 people killed here. Man. There's like people smuggling shit over here. We got this going on. Hey, another factory's on fire.
We're getting
a factory. I said that like an old person. I was like, factory. Did you hear a factory's on fire?
We're getting desensitized.
It's the chickens, Evan. The chickens. Eggs are $9.50 a dozen. Yeah, dude. Everybody toilet. It's like now you're like toilet paper or eggs. It's a fucking dilemma. And now we're gonna see how people really handle it.
Well, he brings up something interesting. You said conditioning, and I think that is definitely conditioning because for so long, everyone thought. I'll say that you're crazy for thinking like the JFK thing was a conspiracy theory that the CIA killed him. Right. To come out and finally say, actually, you're right. The CIA did kill him. And no one blew a gasket. Everyone's just like, oh, yeah, CIA killed him. Well, whatever, dude. It's old news.
So glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
I mean, the conditioning is absolutely there. And then they just throw in, these UFOs, these are UAPs, what they call them now, unidentified Unidentified
venereal
unidentified aerial phenomena. Yeah. UAPs.
Yeah.
Okay, unidentified venereal.
Well, God, it's funny because like now
different
it's
story.
Yeah, but they bring it up and they keep telling us little by little, and then while all this crazy stuff in Ukraine and we have hazmat stuff going on, they're like, oh yeah, so we've been looking at and seeing these things for 40, 50 years and they aren't real. We just don't know what they are.
So again, like what you guys were talking about on the last podcast too, where it's like it's like there's like, oh yeah, this stuff is coming out. It's like, yeah, it's the cover up of something else. It's like, oh yeah, this is the thing that you guys wanted to be true. It's like, okay, yeah, it is true, but like they only like distribute that information when they're trying to like hide away other stuff, or they're making other things public. But it's like, but look at this carrot. Look at this carrot. It's a UFO. Holy shit! Wow, guys, you guys were right. It is.
And everyone's
real.
like, see, I told you.
Right,
but that's kind of where it goes.
But everyone,
like, now what?
But no one says anything. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, okay, you're right, whatever." Right?
Yeah.
Little does anybody know that the whole Jeffrey Epstein list of all the people that were on his flight are being released. There's a bunch of shit coming out with him that's going to sink a lot of people, and then all this stuff happens.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's it, but I'm like, dude, no one's talking about Jeffrey Epstein's list that the judge said has to come out. That has come out.
It's convenient. You know what's sad is that they could tomorrow morning we could wake up and they can do like an in-depth profile about each person on that list.
Tom Hanks.
There's a lot of names on there that are a bummer, but at the end of the day, nothing's going to happen. Nothing. And it's just because the system is good at keeping you in check, and they can just throw out enough to make most people go, they're probably full of shit, and then on with their day. Because at the end of the day, whether Tom Hanks, and I'm not name blasting Tom Hanks, but it's because he just said it, if he did in fact go there and participate with nefarious activities, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
But most people already don't really give a shit or care enough to, and not that Tom Hanks is the leader of this. Right. It's actually a lot of the political affiliations of these situations that show that there's actually potential of collusion and all this other bullshit. Right. Now the celebrities that happen to be there are more just like, oh fuck, dude, Will Ferrell's on your flight list. Crazy.
Will Ferrell's on it?
So allegedly. No. I'm gonna go until I see it a couple times, and then I'll be like, that sucks because I love him. But
smells like a freaking casino in here.
It does. All we're missing is the.
It smells like Vegas in here right now, dude.
A little bit of sweat, and we're good.
So Vegas, guys, Vegas.
Is that for your bachelor party? Is that what we're doing?
I don't know. It'd be a cool.
I don't want to say on air. I think we need to talk about this off air. We got some places we can go. Yeah. We'll talk.
Oh, places we will go.
Oh,
the places we will go.
I freaking love it. Shit. Well, hey guys, let's wrap up this month review. Anyways, I like what we talked about. I think that there's a lot of interesting things happening in our country, and it could be a cover up. Who knows? That's the hard part. Is there's always so much left to like the what if. Right. We have documented first UFO sighting. 1639.
Damn.
Yep. Up until now, and the government for the longest time, it ain't real. You guys know what you're talking about.
Man.
The guy with the pen and paper wrote down everything he saw.
Just like the fact is like, wow, our government's been gaslighting us and continues to gaslight.
Because that's why I say, that's why I brought up. It's like they always want to control the narrative. They're going to tell us how America was found, not the truth of who was really here and discovered it first. Not even to mention the fact that we took all the land from the fucking Indians and slaughtered them. You know?
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Native Americans because
yeah.
You're right.
I mean, it's crazy.
You know what I mean? If there's one vindicated group, not one, I shouldn't say that because we had a bunch of problems.
Right.
But like another group that's like, hey, technically we've been here since it's been here.
Yeah.
So
this is
you guys are fucked up. Yeah. Now, I don't want to make the arguments for progress. Because there are a lot of Native American people that are crushing it right now. But those are only the people that are allowed to have casinos or have the money or infrastructure to start that. So there's a lot of tribes that actually struggle like fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So, and it's sad. Like, okay, again, right? Here's a subject, $120 billion to fucking Ukraine. What about Native American? Just pick a subject, or not. I shouldn't say subject. Pick anything,
dude. Our veterans
to locate. Well, that's what I'm saying.
God.
Like taking care of the people in the United States,
especially the ones who fought for our country and our freedoms,
dude. Right, veterans. I mean, come on, everybody. It's everybody. That's like. See, that's why I feel like so crazy when I talk about shit out loud. Because I feel like I know. I'm the conservative fucking white guy talking shit. And it's like, no, I'm actually like, I just want everyone to be good. Like, I want to be good. And it was like, everyone works hard. They pay their taxes. They want to live in a safe area. They want people to be successful. They want people to be happy. And they want people to be taken care of.
Yeah.
And it's like, we happen to live in a society where we have enough money allocated for that kind of shit for it to happen. And it's like, we constantly choose to get in other people's business. We constantly choose to put money towards shit that doesn't ever pan out, but we think, I know it didn't work for the last 20 years, but I'm sure this year's our year, and we're going to double it. Dude, and who pays for it? Every person in this fucking room.
Yep.
Anyway, sorry. I don't know. It's weird. I ranted a ton tonight.
You did great. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. No, that's why I brought. I'm like, we see all this stuff, and who founded America? I'm like, do we forget that we slaughtered the Indians to take over America? But anyways, whatever.
Gosh,
it is what it is. But guys, thank you so much. Another great time with you dudes. Appreciate you guys. And Evan, congratulations on your engagement and asking us to be your groomsmen. I will tell you this right now for you guys.
Illuminati.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm in. I've been leaking little things over a period of time. I'm actually important.
Oh my God.
Share this video.
No, I think I can speak for all of us on this and say that we're pretty stoked and excited, dude. We have a great team, and I think it's gonna be great. I always say this: when the people I love win, I win, and I love celebrating when my friends deserve to be celebrated. And this is something I can't wait to be there for, dude.
Absolutely, man.
It's great.
Thank you guys. I love you guys, and honestly, again, I couldn't ask for a better group of men to surround myself with. And honestly, being with you guys, and honestly, even just having these talks and coming down just once a month and everything, and hanging with you guys, honestly, you guys do mean a lot to me and to Cassie as well. And honestly, we talk about you guys all the time, and
what's good stuff.
Yeah,
it's great stuff. Well, I was like, well, Tim's a little crazy, but
I might have a little whack.
We're all a little crazy. I don't know if you picked up on that.
I fucking love you guys, and I do. Again, I do look up to you guys, and I'm very appreciative, and I'm very grateful to be surrounded by such great men.
Great future ahead of us, gentlemen.
Man,
great future ahead of us. Sam.
Love you, Evan. Love you guys. Oh, camera. There we go.
Yeah.
What's up, baby?
What's up, baby? Hey.
It's smoky as hell in here.
I know, man. It's
shit.
Yeah, I feel like we're in the Luxor, just the cheap end of.
Say the smoke alarms
Vegas.
aren't working.
Funny enough.
All right, I was gonna say something's not working.
I do come up to this room and enjoy some tobacco, but I might have had to take out the smoke alarms for that reason.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Thank you, Jesus. Anyways, let's go on 3. You guys ready?
Let's get it.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for listening in. If you liked what you just listened to, please leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Please follow us on YouTube, on Instagram, and on Facebook. And a big shout out to Stephen Clark, our sound editor. He's a huge part of this team that is unseen. It's 89 Barbers, our first sponsor. Look good, feel good, be great. That's 2 locations, Orange, California, and Long Beach, California. Book your appointment online, 89barbers.com. Bye, everybody.